Yeah.
Did I tell this? I can't remember if I mentioned on the show last week, but we bought a side hack.
Yeah, you did.
You mentioned.
Update on that, we crashed the side hack.
Nice.
Good.
I got a bunch of road rash on my arms. So that was fun. And luckily, we were at the bike park when we did it, and some random dude caught it on video. So,
do you have the video?
I don't, but my roommate does. I'll have to get it.
Can you send that to me? Can you get that sent to me like before this? Actually, you know what? I'll just post it as a short. It's probably pretty short. It'll be funny.
Let me text him right now.
All right, let me. Oh, we're like 30. I got a train going by right now. I'm like far away from the train tracks. I don't have the train track right out my window like you do, but man, oh man, that train get loud. I'm so happy Bristol doesn't howl at the train. I was really worried about that. He's not a big howler.
Bristol's not very talkative.
No, he's not. He's like me. He takes his cues from me.
Yeah.
So when he does bark, are all the dogs like, "Whoa, what the hell, man? Chill out."
No, he just doesn't go by the other dogs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lame.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Guess you're not getting paid, anyways. No way.
I never do anyway. I literally never do.
Yeah.
Even when you try to pay me, it just goes wrong. I held up the broken mug.
Again, still working on that. Haven't gotten a response. Very upset by that. Please
you
buy.
Really haven't gotten a response.
No, t-shirts are really good though. So buy t-shirts from the JTN merch store.
They can't break a t-shirt, fortunately.
Yeah. But we're gonna work on that.
Yeah,
we're gonna work on that. So, yeah, this is Fake Racers podcast. I guess we're not vibing. Did anyone break their hand this weekend? No one broke their hand?
My elbow hurts, but I didn't break anything.
Okay, good.
So
already doing better than Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
That's Davey Hazard.
Man, that's me. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Yep. Boom. Confetti. I'm Joe. And that's Matthew.
Oh, there he is.
And Bristol's back behind me. These two guys, he's got a Doge. Matthew does. Davey used to have a Parker Klingerman door behind him, but it like disappeared a couple months ago, and I don't know where it went.
Oh my God, Jesus!
No, you don't. Oh, you just. Did you say it? Did you say the word?
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, how many times did he say it?
I might just have to bleep that whole section.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better?
There you go.
Is that what you wanted?
A little bit.
Son of a.
Why? I was just asking. I didn't know where it went. It was just a question. But then you got to take it all personal.
Rule.
My goodness.
Sorry, I got them all out. They're all out. They're all out of me.
Anyways, I just got done calling a beautiful TM or ASRA National Championship race. Go check that out over on the main JTN Johto Network YouTube. It was fun. It was Michigan, so yeah, had a first time champion. That was pretty cool too. So first one of the year and champion in that series. So a la Daniel Hemrick, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of Daniel Hemrick's Xfinity Series title, the Xfinity Series was at Martinsville this past weekend. Seamless transition there. I do say so myself. Wipe off my shoulders a little bit. Anyways, we don't normally start with the Xfinity Series, but with the way the Cup Series race went, and I didn't watch the Truck Series race, and I doubt you guys did too, just because it was a Thursday night.
Yeah, a little busy.
Yeah.
Xfinity Series Friday night was a barn burner. Not really, because Ty Gibbs just drove away from the field, but then late race cautions decided to rear their ugly head.
Yeah.
You say ugly, I say beautiful. They reared their beautiful head.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Actually, I don't even know how many. Do we want to lead up to it, or do we just want to address the elephant?
Because there is build
up.
It's on the
thumbnail. It's on. Okay, so let's talk about it. Ty Gibbs leads like the first 150 or so laps of the race. Dominating the race. We had late race cautions as we do at Martinsville. I think there was a parking lot at one point down in turn 1. Justin Allgaier wrecked the 11 after they already wrecked as a team. A la, you know what it is. It's, You've seen it here on JTN the last couple weeks. You know what it is.
I was like, is he pointing at me? And then I was like, oh, okay, I remember now. Yeah.
It's fair because it's happened.
That was hilarious because that is the most Justin Allgaier and Daniel Hemrick thing to ever happen, which is, there's a big crash and they're both involved, and in the process of driving away, they get involved
it
again.
wasn't Hemrick's fault. Allgaier just backed up into him.
Well, no. Oh, I thought you were talking about the next one when Allgaier pulling away gets clipped by the four and spins out into Hemrick again.
No. I was talking about the first. I still haven't listened to DBC, so I have a feeling it's going to be good this week.
It was literally the wreck that just wouldn't stop happening.
I think Junior had gotten. Did he get dumped by the 8 or something?
Yes. So what happened on that restart was like Barry got to the inside of Clements and was just committed, and then Clements made a move on Junior, and Josh Berry was just all the way up against the inside wall, like, oh no. And that ended up with Junior looping around, and it was like, oh man, there goes that. And then the whole field wrecked in front of him, and he got pretty much all of his spots back immediately after.
The clip they have of his radio with TJ Majors is great. He's like, oh, you finally got me through one.
Well, because he said rolling up to the green, all right, TJ, talk me through this mess. You talked me through it. It was great.
Yeah. Apparently there were a lot of gems on Dale Jr.'s radio.
Makes me miss Dale. I'm so sad I didn't appreciate him more growing up. But
I don't think he was always this way, though.
He always had a sense of humor, but he has so much more fun now just doing his one-off races. Like him being there is just an event.
Yeah, because there were like moments from back in the day when you wouldn't think that he had that. Were like they said caution for debris on the apron. And Dale, like after like a minute of silence, like I was about to try that damn apron. So I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dale Jr. effect. It was a pretty good crowd there for the race. They got to see a great race, and then they got to see a fight, if you want to call it that. So we had a green, white, checkered finish. Ty Gibbs likes the bottom. I think Sam Mayer starts on the outside. Brandon Jones Gibbs' his teammate starts third. Jones gets to the bumper, nudges him out of the way. Nothing malicious or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than what Ty did last week. And I don't think Ty was mad about that, or maybe he was. His interview was awful. So that happens, and then going through 3 and 4, the ones there kind of runs into the back of them to boot them out of the way because they're battling for Dash for Cash. I don't know if Ty turned back down into him or if the one just wasn't going to make the corner, whichever way it was, whatever. They both kind of go into the wall after the race. Ty's using the car as a weapon down the back straightaway, down pit lane.
Quick thing about... Nobody mentions this, even though it happened, but Mayer got into the back of Ty Gibbs, and then Landon Castle just bodied both of them out of the way.
Yeah.
So it's like, Mayer didn't even do anything like that bad.
Landon Castle was doing his best Kevin Harvick impression.
Yeah. Like he just saw an opening and went for it and just ended up sending Mayer into Ty Gibbs and punted both of them up out of the way. So, yeah.
Anyways, Ty Gibbs uses the car as a weapon, destroys the front end of the car. I'm glad he really appreciates all his crew guys back in the shop.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah, the shenanigans on pit road. There's no excuse for playing bumper cars on pit road. Yeah. There's crew members walking around. There's people getting out of their cars. There's officials. There's cameramen. And the fact that not only did he ram Sam Mayer on pit road, he hit him so hard that the JRM and Gibbs guys had to literally go over there and pry the cars apart after what we're about to talk about happened. Literally just destroyed his car after the race.
And to add on to that point, it's definitely a degree separated from, doing it out on track. We're like, it's still wrong in my opinion, but like if you're doing it out on track, it's a hot racetrack. It's at least expected that a car might get turned around or run into. Yeah. If you're doing it on pit road, there's people around, like they just said, like that's just straight wrong.
Once you get off a turn 2, there is no reason to hit another car. If you want to hit them like right at the line, going down into 1, just I'm okay with that, because most likely the guy doesn't have his Hans device off, or his belt's undone. He won't have his Hans device off, but his belt's undone, his window net won't be down going into turn 1 and 2, especially at Martinsville, Bristol, those types of tracks. Using the car as a weapon. We talked about it, I think, last year with Denny Hamlin at Martinsville. There was no penalty. Whatever you want to say about that. Thought that was kind of a chicken, what move.
Yeah, not nearly to the degree of.
Oh no. Yeah, thought that was bad. This was even worse. We've seen Keselowski do it back in 2014 at Charlotte, rammed into Tony Stewart for no reason on pit lane, and I think him and Kenseth were wrecking each other.
Yeah, he was trying to run into Kenseth, and then he ran right into Stewart. Yeah,
not good.
To be fair, Stewart also then jammed it in reverse and stuffed Brad. Like,
it was not good. Do you remember them driving through the garage area? Like really
fast?
Yeah,
there was it was never verified, I don't think, but somebody reported that Brad did like a burnout through a garage stall and like hit a spare transmission or something, like in the process of trying to chase down the Gibbs guys. It was ridiculous.
That's bad.
So that's not good. Brad Keselowski fan here. Not a good look. I'm trying to think of some other ones. You go back to Harvick and Kyle Busch at Darlington. I think it was 2011, where I think Harvick that ran over Kyle Busch's car, and Kyle was already out of the car, and it set the car.
No, other way around. Harvick parked it in front of Kyle because Kyle reared him in the middle of the straightaway, and then Kyle literally pushed his unmanned car out of the way on pit road.
Yeah, not a good look.
And somehow that wasn't a penalty or a suspension either.
That one wasn't great, but it was pretty funny.
There's more instances. I'm trying to remember.
Not good.
Yeah.
But anyways, checkered flag flies. You can't use your car as a weapon. You shouldn't use your car as a weapon in the first place. A lot of man hours go into these cars, especially compared to maybe the Cup Series now, the Xfinity, and that was a weird camera thing on Davey's part. Did you see it went green? He went
it's just
techno.
like a green bar.
It was weird.
Don't talk about it.
I talked about it.
I don't know what's going on with my camera. I might need a new camera.
We're going to buy Davey a new camera. Go to the JTM merch store, buy some merch so we can buy Davey a camera.
Go to the JTM merch store, buy Davey a camera on the merch store.
When you buy a Davey Hazard shirt, the money goes straight to Davey to buy a camera. And only a camera.
Correct.
But yeah, using cars as weapons is never good. It just isn't. It's dumb. Yeah. It's not a good look. Ty Gibbs already has the reputation of being a spoiled little brat. Not doing anything to disprove that. He's leaning full force into that, that wrestling terminology. He's a heel, right? He's the bad guy. He's leaning into it.
I wouldn't even say he leans into it, because then he goes on Twitter and tries to be Christian good boy and talk about how smart he is.
Has he posted anything?
I don't know. I don't follow him.
I didn't see anything posted on Sunday, so I figured he just wasn't going to post anything. Probably advised not to.
But surely using his car as a weapon post-race would be the dumbest thing that Ty Gibbs does, right?
You would think so.
I think it is.
Maybe not worse,
fighting a guy, but okay, whatever. Dumbest.
Well, he didn't really fight anybody because he's
chicken.
A word I can't use. Yeah. So
don't use that word. I think I know what you're talking about. There we go.
Yeah, he's a coward. There you go.
Do you want me to illustrate it? You want to illustrate it? There goes Davey's camera.
My camera.
I'm Joe now.
Hi, I'm Davey Hazard.
I'm Joe Twansky.
Damn it, dude.
What
is going on?
Can I reorder these? I can't. That sucks.
No.
Davey, okay.
I'm back.
The audio people love these episodes of the show.
Yeah,
we get down on pit lane. Ty runs back into the back of Mayer. Mayer is trying to get away from him. It's pretty apparent. He parks it right in the middle. I don't know if he's parked. I think he was probably parked by one of the JRM boxes. I would assume that's what he would have done. Gets out of the car. Gibbs gets out of the car all angry, walks up to him, gives him a couple nice shoves, right? Like a push or two, gets in his face yelling, then walks away.
Should also emphasize, Sam Mayer's taken his helmet and his Hans device off at this point, and Ty Gibbs hasn't.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Mayer, after he gets all the stuff off, walks over to Ty because Ty's back at his car now. Gets in his face, pulls his visor up. Probably called him a chicken or some other words. Which you still got your helmet on, buddy.
Sam said later in his interview, he told him to take his helmet off. So
yeah. Yep.
Ty tried to say that Sam pushed him really hard or something, and I didn't see that.
No.
He gave him a little push to the chest and put his hand in his face, but it was like, at that point I'm like, Sam's justified, dude. You came after him.
You already did it, right?
Because Sam Mayer, he said he was saying that to when Sam Mayer walked, they had the initial exchange by Sam's car, went over to Ty Gibbs, left in the middle of that exchange with his helmet on, walked away in the middle of that exchange with Sam Mayer, and Sam Mayer's like, "Hey, no, hey, what the hell is all that?" And then that's when that's what Ty Gibbs is referring to, because he has the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, so. Ty Gibbs' recollection conveniently leaves out the part where he rear ends Sam Mayer about 8 times and then goes over to his car and gets in his face. So pretty convenient that he forgot that part. And it's not like he took a hit to the head, with all the head protection he still had on.
Anyways, so there's guys kind of coming in, and I forget if there's a guy in between them when he throws the first punch, and he gets a couple good ones in. Anyways, doesn't look very good. Sam manages to wrestle him to the ground, but of course he still has his helmet on, so it's not like a NASCAR official got hurt in all of this. I think it sounded like something might have hurt his knee or something. Might have been precautionary, but
the dumbest part about the way it was handled is the official, when the skirmish happened, tried to grab Mayer around the waist, even though Ty was the one throwing punches at him and also had his helmet on. I want to reemphasize that point again. And it was great because once it kind of started getting broken up, Sam Mayer was literally just latched onto Ty Gibbs like, "No, you're not getting away from me. Like, you started this." So,
I was already getting called to the NASCAR hauler too for not slowing down under caution. Not a good look. Half-mile short track. But what do we know about racing? A grand total of nothing is what I feel like Ty Gibbs fans would tell us. So I do know a thing or two about being a good person, and
I know a thing or two about respect. And I also know a thing or two from watching hockey that if you're going to go after somebody, take your gear off and go at it like men. Joe, you might have to blink this, but don't be a That's how I feel very strongly about it. Sorry to make you bleep that, but it's ridiculous. It's the same thing that I said at Bristol last year when Kevin Harvick went after Chase Elliott. I'm sick of fake tough guys. If you want to be a tough guy, quit talking about it and be about it. Take your helmet off, drop your gloves, and go at it.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Ty gets an interview first on Fox as he's being taken by a NASCAR official to the hauler, which is hilarious because that official, you could tell, was not happy whatsoever. Because, he already was called to the principal's office and now he got in a fight.
On the way there.
Ty, likes to do his whole... Okay, let me be... thing that always gets me is people that try to act like they're good and they're not. Ty likes to play that religion card because it's really easy to play because Joe Gibbs is football coach, very religious guy.
Yeah. I also want to say nothing wrong with having any sort of religious beliefs.
You can't hide behind them and use them as justification for being a good person when you do bad things. You did a bad thing.
Yep.
Like, the whole I'm walking this tightrope, but it makes me angry.
No, I think it's totally fine. I think most people will, like most people who are religious would agree that people who use their religion as like a fallback for the bad things that they do are not exactly the kind of people that they want to have associated with their religion or with whatever. And I'm not trying to judge Ty Gibbs as a Christian.
Yeah.
Because that's not my place. For many reasons.
It ain't a good look,
but also, it's not what it is. It's what it looks like, and it looks like he just brings it up when he needs to reinforce the fact that he's not wrong or that he's a good guy. All this other stuff. Go ahead. What's up, Joe?
It came back to me. I'm sorry. The other thing he said during his interview is he said, "I hope I learned my lesson, and I'll get my lesson, and I'll take away what I want." Brother, that you can't say that. You can't say, "Oh, I hope I learned my lesson." Like you either if you're saying you hope, you
either learned it or you didn't. You don't leave school at the end of the day and you're like, "Man, I hope I learned something today." No, you either paid attention or you doodled the whole class.
That absolutely sent me. And just because, and it's exactly what you just said, Davey. Falling back on all these cliches is what it is. Oh, I hope I learned my lesson. You don't get to say that about yourself. You like you said, Matthew. You either learned or you didn't. Like there's no
gray area.
No.
And
you race people like a jack. I can say,
but
yeah, sure, jack butt.
Jesus.
I'm trying to keep bleeps.
Very PG this episode.
Yeah, really. You can't race people like that and not expect it. John Hunter last week racist people like that got it. Kind of bit his tongue a little bit, but a lot of the comments were tongue-in-cheek. You know, Alex Bowman the week before was involved in that last lap incident. Said it, okay, I've been on the other end of this. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's how you got to go about these things. You can't freak out about them. I call it the Joey Logano syndrome. Joey Logano, when he got into the Cup Series, was pushed over. He's, 18-year-old Cup Series driver. This is something that hasn't happened, blah, 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 blah. And guys ran him over. And he's talked about it, how it took him a while to kind of just fend for himself and, just get up and broad shoulders and, ooh, me, I'm race car driver guy. These young kids think they have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, there's a difference between Joey Logano sticking up for himself when everyone's running him over every week, and I'm not a Joey Logano fan, by any means, and what Ty Gibbs is doing, running over people every week and then not letting other people get back to him. I don't know.
With Gibbs, it's with Joey Logano, even if we, as a person who dislikes Joey Logano too, the Cup field made Joey Logano into who he is because they basically just bullied him for 3 years.
I was going to say, as much as everyone has their opinions about Joey Logano that are negative, Joey Logano was a product of the environment that he was in when he was brought to the Cup Series.
He had to become the bully in order to basically stop getting pushed around. Ty Gibbs has never had to deal with that. Ty Gibbs has been the man on top since day one, pretty much. I mean, it even got to the point, Corey Haim, who's technically his teammate, was basically laughing at how much of an idiot he was post-race.
You can't go into a series. I'm going to say it. You can't go into a series with a chip on your shoulder like that. You can go into a series with something to prove, but not with a chip on your shoulder where you have to be the guy, the big bad guy, the guy no one wants to mess with. You can't, it's not how it works.
Yeah.
And obviously, he can because he's doing it, but it goes back to what we've talked about so many times on the show, throughout the weeks and the previous weeks, and even last season some, where there's none of that schoolyard hierarchy, tiers of drivers where there's not Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt's not going to grab Ty Gibbs by the ear and say, "Hey, listen, you're effing up out there." There's no guy like that. As much as I don't like Dale Earnhardt, he was a guy who would grab a young guy by the ear and tell him that he's doing something wrong and he needs to chill out. That whole crop of guys, there's no one like that currently in NASCAR. And we talk about it all the time, but it's creating this environment where those young drivers are coming up with the guy sound like such a 40-year-old dude. They're coming.
Our drivers had respect,
but there's no respect. There's literally no respect. I feel like I can say that because I'm of the younger generation as well. They don't race with respect. Ty Gibbs did not have to move John Hunter Nemechek out of the way. Ty Gibbs definitely deserved to get moved out of the way at least once in his career, and he went and started a fight about it the first time.
Yeah.
Think
literally a week after he just set the precedent of this is how I'm going to race, which is basically saying this is how you can race me. And apparently doing the same back to him sparked this.
If that wasn't Ty Gibbs, it would be looked at so much more negatively than it is right now. Because Ty Gibbs kind of already has a built-in fan base somehow. But if this wasn't Ty Gibbs, it would be some hotshot driver that we have kind of heard of. Went in, got moved out of the way for the first time in his career in a top tier NASCAR series. Got moved out of the way for a win. Started a fight about it. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. That's absurd. Not even moved out of the way for a win. He got moved out of the way for second at Martinsville. I'd be mad and there would be words, but he started a fight. He started a full blown fight. There was fisticuffs. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There needs to be someone in that garage area that can get a hold or a handle on this kind of thing.
Hey, Josh Berry, Justin Allgaier, AJ Allmendinger, especially AJ because he said it was stupid after the race and it was the best interview ever.
Yeah,
we're looking at you. Yeah. You can do this. We trust you. All right.
To be fair, Allgaier's 5'2" though, so.
He still has sway though in the series. He's
a small boy.
So is AJ.
True, they are both really short.
Josh Berry will be
AJ's tiny too.
Josh Berry will be the muscle.
Yeah.
But I look at guys like that. I look at even Daniel Hemrick for that matter, who's old now.
I mean, look what he did last year with Noah at Atlanta, right? I mean, stuck up for himself, dodged the punch.
That was good.
And to be fair, Noah's kind of stayed out of trouble since then.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's like we always say. I always say this at least. It's a shame Noah Gragson is kind of a butthole as a person because, as a race car driver, he's starting to kind of figure it out. Yeah. If I didn't have to read his Twitter, I would think he's a cool guy.
Well, a perfect parallel to this also is Sam Mayer, because almost every single driver has been a punk ass at some point in their life. Mm-hmm. Ty Gibbs is one right now. We all remember when Sam Mayer dumped Chase Caber for an ARCA title and then bragged about it, basically. I don't even know if it was ARCA, it was Canyon or whatever it was. Look at how much Sam Mayer has matured since then, since he's been in the environment of JRM. Dale Jr. doesn't let his drivers act like that. He's reeled in Noah Gragson a little bit. He's tried, at least. But it's just such a perfect parallel because he and Ty Gibbs came up at the same time and they've both done some of the same stuff. And in this situation, Sam Mayer handled it with respect, the way you'd want to, and Ty Gibbs didn't.
And that's the thing about that. That's kind of like the way that worked in Sam Mayer's favor is like the way you get someone to respect you is you have to let them act like an adult first before you rein them in. You have to let someone make the mistake.
Yeah.
So hopefully Ty Gibbs is in that process of making the mistake. And, by the end of this season or next season, we will be in the process of fully reining him back to where he becomes something of a... Go ahead, Joe. Joe, you don't have to make a face. You can just say what you're saying.
No, I don't want to cut. I don't want to, interrupt you.
What's up?
It's just the ideas they come in... Ty Gibbs is getting a hot shot to the Cup Series, right? I mean...
Yeah.
If Martin Truex doesn't retire this year, Kyle Busch doesn't have a sponsor for the following year.
The thing... Two is look at Joe Gibbs drivers over the last 25 years. Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. I'm trying to think of who else. All these guys that were heels and that rubbed people the wrong way and loved to play the villain. Do we think that Joe Gibbs is going to reel in his son and go, now hang on, we got to be more respectful?
Someone's gonna have to.
Somebody else is going to make him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for him to get his little...
He's got to take his helmet off first if that's going to happen.
Nah, someone's going to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
Someone bet. If it ain't any of his, the drivers on track, one of his crew members better get to him because...
Yeah. If I'm a crew member, I'd be pissed because it's cool. We just lost that race. Also, little twerp just destroyed our car post-race because he was mad.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
There's no respect there for driver 54. Be interesting to see if there are any penalties. I wish NASCAR would lay the hammer down, but it's good for ratings when stuff like this happens, so they probably won't.
Yeah.
Not so much about the fight, but again, using the car on the track. Official getting hurt too. I kind of hope that maybe some precedent is set there. That NASCAR protects their officials. Brandon Jones won. Congratulations, Brandon.
I was going to say, somebody I did earn a lot of respect for was Brandon Jones.
Why?
Okay, maybe not earned respect, but I've been very critical of Brandon Jones in the past. I do not dislike him as a person. I would like to point that out. Brandon Jones, all but one, maybe two of his career wins have been from the top two guys wrecking at the end of a race, and he was like, "Oh, don't mind if I do," I've been wanting when I criticize somebody like Brandon Jones, I'm not calling coward, and I just enjoy, I can't figure out how to phrase this without swearing, but whatting on people just for the sake of doing
crapping on people.
Yes, there we go. Sorry, my brain I have dumb brain. I want Brandon Jones to improve, and so to see him go out there and not only win a race, but literally take one from Ty Gibbs, literally just flat out outrace him at the end. Awesome. Great job. Unironically, great job.
Raced him clean for a short track, right? I mean, give him a little bump, didn't put him in the wall.
That's how you pass people, Ty.
You don't door him going down to the corner.
That's how you pass your teammate.
You don't use them as brakes.
Yeah.
That was the word. I still think
props.
last week was such a bad look. But anyways, The Truck Series was Thursday. I think we said it. None of us really watched. William Byron
Speaking
won.
of bad looks.
A lot of cautions.
I think 138 of 200 laps, cautions.
Shout out to Johnny Sauter for still being a tool. So just flat out walling Haley Deegan.
And finishing second. So good job.
You should retire already.
Good job, Johnny Sauter. Please finish.
Bad job.
Be interesting to see how the Truck Series goes this weekend. We'll talk about that later. Remember, folks.
William Byron won, by the way.
Yeah, I said
the truck race. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You never pay attention to me, anyways. Circle B Diecast is your home for all your diecast related needs. Head on over to Circle B Diecast now and use code JTAN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more.
That really made me want to buy a diecast.
Thank you. Yeah. I think my sweet voice really helps.
Cup Series was boring.
Some diecasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty boring. Let me say real quick, and I'm gonna be that guy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that we have a boring
one
race.
bad race out of like what, 8?
We don't have to.
No, Richmond wasn't great.
Richmond wasn't great, but we don't like it. We don't always have to have a good race. It's not always going to be a good race.
Yeah, I know. I know we lopped it 100 off. We need just 10 laps. That's all we need.
It was a objectively boring race. I mean, yeah, there was some strategy and stuff, but I mean, it just was a bit of a snoozer.
Why do you think that was, Davey?
I talked about this a little bit on my Twitter. If you follow me, I'm sure I'll maybe say what that is later.
Up to you.
Personally, I think it was a combination of a bunch of things. I'm not going to do the thing that everyone else says where it's like, there's not enough power. Give them more power. That fixes everything. Because I don't think it does. I think it's a combination of the colder temps and the hard tire. I think one of the big things that people overlooked a lot of is the shifting in the corners. I think that neutralizes a lot of the momentum that drivers make to pass, because if you downshift into the corner, suddenly you have all this power to make up for any mistake you might have made going into the corner. You get up out of the corner, and then even if you get a run on a guy a little bit in the lower gear, when you all upshift, you lose that momentum anyway. It neutralizes the momentum again. It was literally like slot cars at that point. You're just watching cars, like not only are the tires really hard and there's no fall off, blah blah blah, XYZ thing, whatever.
One interjection real quick. I like slot cars. I did not like the race. Go on.
There you go.
Yeah.
So dynamite drop in from Joe Twinski. I feel like the shifting neutralized a lot of opportunities that there were to pass. I think they need to work on the gear ratios for the next race so that there's no shifting. If they can do that, I know with 5 gears it's going to be tough at Martinsville, but that was my initial thought, is like, you know, anytime I've ever like, what are some other tracks where like they shift? I don't know. I like Pocono.
Pocono is a good one.
Pocono doesn't count though. Phoenix was the only other one I was thinking of. Pocono doesn't count because Pocono's massive.
Yeah.
So there's you're already going so fast that there's going to be differences in momentum. Martinsville's so small that there's no. Hi, Bristol. Bristol just popped up and looked at the camera.
I got treats.
I saw him do that, and then I just saw your face light up, Joe.
That's what I wanted him to do, and he did.
Audio listeners are pissed. But yeah, I feel like there's not enough speed built up in Martinsville for shifting to be a viable option around the racetrack, because you're not making enough momentum to make up for the momentum that you lose downshifting and upshifting down into the corner and then on the middle of the straightaway.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and like I was mentioning pre-show, the corner speeds looked significantly higher. So it's, you know, less braking, kind of less ground to make up there. I think it was mostly the temperature, though, because I think they were interviewing Austin Dillon post-race, and they were like, do you think what do you think it was that made the race not very competitive? And he was there in, like, that, like, big poncho, like, rain jacket that he was wearing. He was like,
what it was.
He's like, dude, look at me right now. It was like 30 degrees, wasn't it? It was really cold. So yeah, I don't know. It was whatever. It's one bad race.
Real quick, shout out Chad Knaus for bringing up the fact that NASCAR got rid of the ride height rule going into the 2017 season. Really appreciated that. Also really appreciated Fox going to commercial break, because that kind of told me that they didn't want him to say that. Because I think I don't know if I've talked about it on here before. I know I've talked about it before, but when you get rid of the ride height, no air under the car, and car go faster and get stuck to the ground and stuck car.
Science.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay that like with what they do with the trucks and the Xfinity cars, where like they get them to go down because then they're not actually down. But yeah, not good look. Anyways,
I didn't notice that, but now that you say it, yeah, they.
What?
The thing you said about Chad Canal saying that, and then they.
Clint Boyer agreed with him too. It was great.
Yep.
It was great. Oh yeah, that's when the racing started getting bad, when they got rid of ride heights. Oh, you mean it wasn't the Gen 6 car this whole time? What? Crazy. Crazy how that works.
Yes.
Anyways, 2 leaders, 2 actual leaders, because I don't really count leaders during green flag pit cycles. I know the stats will show that there were 5 leaders or 5 lead changes among 4 guys or whatever. I don't know.
Weren't there none during green flag conditions?
Just the pit stops, green flag stops. Yeah. There were. William Byron gets the lead off of pit road, wins the race, pretty much leads the rest of the race from there. Real quick, shout out Mike Joy and whoever runs Fox's stats for absolutely dragging Cole Custer and Austin Dillon. Yeah, this is Cole Custer's most laps inside the top 5 in his career. It's like 30 laps into the race. And they also said the same thing about Austin Dillon. He ran like 168 laps inside the top 5. That was his most ever. So absolutely dragging these guys. I don't even know if that like dwarfed his career to date numbers, but I thought that was hilarious because they've never used that stat before. And real quick, to all the people complaining about pre-race wasn't bad. It was only like 20 minutes, and it was actually pretty technical. So maybe it's just when the pre-race is on Fox and they're trying to pander to, more general viewers because there's more general viewers tuning in when it's on Fox instead of FS1. They do the silly things.
But I
it doesn't make it good. Like, it's not good, but But
I want people to grow up playing auto racing, not basketball. Why can't they understand it like me?
Yeah.
People need to learn to step into someone else's moccasins,
Moccasins are nice after all, so.
Is William Byron the best Hendrick car?
Sounds like a Pokemon. No.
Really?
Chase Elliott's leading the points.
It's a good
tough.
Point.
I feel like Chase Elliott leading the points is just because nobody else really wants to lead the points right now, so.
Yeah, what was it, a couple weeks ago, Joey Logano was like, wait, I'm leading the points?
Yeah. I was like genuinely astounded to see him like top 5, and I was like, how?
Chase Elliott fans are calling for Alan Gustafson's head again, which isn't anything new, but it's hilarious that it's getting picked up by NASCAR Sirius XM radio.
You gotta love to see it. Love NASCAR fans.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's Alan Gustafson's fault that Chase Elliott can't make up for losing 2 spots on pit road.
Definitely his fault. Chase walled it twice at Auto Club while he was in the lead.
Definitely
trapped himself like 2 laps down.
It's definitely Alan Gustafson's fault that Chase got wrecked by his teammate at Auto Club too.
Yeah. I think Alan Gustafson is a very frustrating quarterback head coach. He probably would be a very frustrating quarterback too. Probably can't throw. Like stuff like the Coke 600 in 2020 when they're like, hey, it's been a track position race all day and there's a caution with 2 to go. Let's pit from the lead. And then they lost. And it was like, yeah, what'd you think was going to happen?
Got that card right there. It's the bottom one in the case. Oop, there. Yep. There we go.
So I was like, yeah, Alan Gustafson might not be great, but he's better than Lance McGrew, so you should be happy about that. And deal with that for a year and a half as a junior fan.
The only reason I ask if Byron is the best Hendrick car is because he struggled the first. I think he got wrecked out of the first couple of races, if I recall correctly. I know he got wrecked out of 500 because he always does. Yeah. Then I think he got wrecked out at Auto Club.
Yeah, Auto Club is when he ran into Reddick.
Yeah, that's right. Big funny there. But I only say that because he seems to be the most consistent guy running inside the top 5. Like, yeah, Chase is leading the points. But it's not like Chase has been consistent inside the top 5. You know what I mean?
Larson, yeah, and Larson's been kind of anonymous the last couple weeks.
He's been like 15th, and then he'll kind of make his way up inside the top 10 in the last 20 laps.
Yeah, because he won Auto Club, and then he wrecked at Atlanta, and then Coda was just a nightmare all day. And
feel so bad for Kyle Larson fans.
I know, we're suffering.
Only one win so far.
It's been like 4 weeks since he won a race. I'm dying over here.
It's actually been 6.
I remember when people were saying that in 2017 about Jimmy.
Yeah. You never know. Could have been you never know when his last win is.
Uh-huh.
I'm starting to get to that point with Brad.
Yeah.
Bowman likes to hang out around like 9th, and then he's like, y'all mind if I come in? Like at the end of the race. So top 5, don't mind if I do. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Byron's probably been the most consistent guy. So
maybe it's his turn to win a championship.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll finally pay off. Anyways, a team that's seeing and reaping the benefits of doing things differently. Ferrari, as Davey's frozen now.
The Scuderia. I don't care that I'm frozen.
He's like motion blurred too. It's pretty funny.
It's awesome. It's so sick.
Audio listeners not having a fun time.
Yeah.
It's my camera's fault.
Yeah. No, we know. Charles Leclerc.
I'm gonna do a JCN video where I break the camera.
Charles Leclerc.
Yeah. Charles Leclerc.
Wow. Charles Leclerc.
Yeah. Charles Leclerc.
Whatever F1 fans are tuning in definitely aren't happy. But that's okay. Potatoes. Ferrari has been the dominant team, right?
Woo! Yeah.
That's cool.
Gotta see.
I'm down.
When the bright red cars are fast, that's probably good for F1.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah.
Red Bull bad because they go boom.
Well, Red Bull not bad. Red Bull just
boom.
Red Bull just a little unreliable. Red Bull just a little bad sometimes.
Boom, boom.
Sometimes it may be good. Sometimes it may be the S word. So, I mean, they're quick. Red Bull and Ferrari clearly the two fastest cars on the grid, but.
You know what car's not fast? The Aston Martin.
A few of them, but yeah, the Aston
God.
Martin.
Did you guys see the onboard of Stroll, like under safety car? And he's sitting there and he's just like cruising, and he takes his hands off the wheel and he's just cruising, and the car's fine, and then he just starts pulling in one direction, like randomly.
That's
and
awesome.
Like you could see his body language where he's like,
he hit a curb, didn't he? I don't know what you guys were freaking out when you hit a curb. The wheel's gonna turn.
No, it was just him. It happened multiple times. Like it was like a 2-minute long video of them under safety car, and he's just like going straight in the middle of the track, and then all of a sudden the car just starts hanging in one direction, or the wheel just starts jittering back and forth really aggressively.
I have to look at it again.
Yeah, I think it looks like
I didn't freak out as much as everyone else was in that server. But then again, I don't normally, so
yeah. Torque steer's a thing, but it looked like something was seriously wrong with the car.
Yeah, no. I mean, regardless of that. In general, it's very obvious that the Aston Martin is a nightmare. No confidence in the car. One of the Aston Martins doesn't have a driver, so it's just.
Which one is that?
The Lance Stroll one.
I will say, shout out to Sebastian Vettel for missing 2 races and then coming back and then getting a £5,000 fine for riding a scooter around the track.
That's my go, baby.
He's just reached the point in his career where he was like, I don't care. Like he's reached the Kimi Räikkönen phase of his career, where he's like, yeah, I'm just here to just mess around.
That's why I love Sebastian Vettel so much. I adore him.
Did you see the people calling for Carlos Sainz's head? Or something about because
I didn't see that. About what?
Just people are like, oh, he's going to be replaced in that car before the end of the year, and I don't get that.
He's not doing too hot.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because he was actually going to be quite quick in qualifying, but he couldn't get a good lap, and then he binned the car at the end of the session, right in Q3. Yeah, which was frustrating. I think
he binned the car in the race.
And then he binned the car in the race.
Yeah.
I think Carlos Sainz he's quick enough, but he's just got to he's got to stop wrecking the car. He's got to stop spinning.
That, and he's finished second, third, right behind Charles Leclerc both races he's finished too. So
yeah.
Maybe be better than your teammate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Maybe don't drive the B car.
So Leclerc's in the other seat. Ooh.
I want to give a shout out also to Stroll and Latifi in qualifying.
That was amazing.
Because I still can't figure out who was at fault because they both look really dumb. Like, shout out
to
to
that incident.
So Latifi's like slow on the left side of the track and coming up on this right-hander, and so he lets Lance Stroll by on the inside. And then Stroll, for some reason, slows down, and Latifi throttles up and tries to pass him on the inside right as Stroll's turning in and just cleans out both cars.
I want Joe to watch this because this is so good.
Yeah. Should we get a live reaction to this?
I can pull it up. Hold on. Okay. Without actually playing the audio on here. What do I need to search?
Stroll Latifi qualifying crash.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because Taki Inoue said that it was the most embarrassing
crash
qualifying accident since Taki Inoue.
Let's see. It's like a minute.
So I got it.
I love that.
Let's see. All right. They're showing. Oh. What? You're right. He just comes up on the right,
and it's funny because it's like Latifi
into a corner.
It's like, Latifi, what are you doing? But at the same time, Lance Stroll has a history of just turning in on people for no reason. So,
all right, here. Okay, they're showing. All right, there goes Stroll into the corner. All right, Latifi throttling it up. Why did he turn there like that?
I don't know.
That's Stroll is Latifi's the Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on Stroll. I don't know why you're saying that's.
Well, it's weird because
Latifi on a straightaway.
Yeah, but it's weird because Latifi like stops and lets him go, and then immediately throttles up and tries to pass him again.
Well, it looked like Stroll was like backing down. Doesn't make any sense. But he was still going fast when he passed him. So
just
unless there's a timing
overall,
line there.
A baffling accident.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. No, it's not the dumbest thing because we talked about Martinsville, but
yeah. And then
Davey's struggling. I'm Davey
Stroll and Vettel throwing the car off and off into the barriers in practice. So it's a nightmare season for Aston. Continues to get worse.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I hope my live reaction was good. It wasn't, but
yeah. Although surprisingly, this is not the first time that Aston has had a disastrous F1 car. Maybe we'll have to cover it sometime on Disqualified. Maybe.
What the hell?
So.
Oh my god! You gotta be kidding me! What's going on?
Davey's struggling over here.
Freaking camera, man! What the hell?
Do you have a different USB port to plug it into?
Your mom, dude.
All right.
Was it who? Albon was the one though that had the pit strategy where he just didn't pit until the very last lap, right?
I love that. By the way, that made me so happy.
It almost worked.
I stayed up till he still finished in the points.
Did he really?
Also, I thought he got 10.
They got points. Yeah, Williams got points, right?
They
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a point for that.
Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was absolutely sick.
Magnussen did not have a great. Oh wait, no, he finished 14th. Oh, okay.
Haas was due for a down day.
Yeah, they've outside of their debut, Australia has been not great to them.
Yeah.
So
it's just sad.
Yeah.
But it was a good weekend. I love Albert Park with all my heart. It's my favorite F1 track. It was a fun weekend. It was good. I love the races in Australia because we get to stay up for them rather than wake up early. So
yeah, I actually get to see them. So
yeah,
it's nice.
Just wake up early.
Yeah.
Yep. Love Melbourne. All right.
What's next?
IndyCar, baby.
No. F1. What's the next Grand Prix? No, it's 2 weeks. Is it Bangladesh?
The Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in Imola. Sorry, not my Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. It's the San Marino Grand Prix in my heart. So
yeah, it's the San Marino Grand Prix. But yeah, Imola. Another good track.
Love Imola.
I love Imola. Oh my god, what a racetrack!
Classic.
IndyCar went to Long Beach. Jimmy Johnson.
They did?
Had a terrible, no good, very bad weekend. Paul Tracy was dragging him on his own Instagram post, so that was funny.
Yeah, so much for the positive momentum he had going. That
Jimmy?
Unfortunately didn't last very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Broke his darn hand, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of expected,
Did all right though.
Yeah.
For a little bit of the race.
Yeah.
He's running like 18th.
well inside the top 20. I think he ended up having an incident or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like he got sent by somebody into one of the barriers. I forget who it was.
Unsurprising, but it is what it is. We ball.
Colton Herta decided to take himself out of this race again, or a race
Colton
again.
Herta,
That's Colton Herta football, baby.
Colton Herta known to do that at the street courses for some reason.
So,
agony.
Pretty disappointing.
He was pretty disappointed. He was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah,
we
I
all
shouldn't
were.
have done that."
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Colton Herta, man. Colton Herta's
yeah.
going to be a character. If IndyCar really builds on the momentum that they have, like as a series and as a sport, Colton Herta's going to be at the center of that.
Actually, they probably will.
They might.
I have faith in Roger Penske and Penske Entertainment Group.
There's like if they, as long as they have the right vision, all the ingredients are there for an explosion.
Think about it. All the races, except save for 3, are on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
With that, all the races are on Peacock. Peacock's free. One race is exclusive to Peacock, which kind of stinks, but you got almost every other race on NBC. You got 2 on USA Network, which is one of the cable networks that's in most homes, because that's usually in the basic cable. It's not like you're on NBCSN, which isn't usually in those packages, or at Fox Sports 1 or what have you. I don't know. It's pretty. They got positive momentum. Like you said, they gotta take advantage more of their characters that they have.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're working with NBC, who works with the WWE. You should know how to take advantage of your characters.
And I mean, I don't want to go into a whole tangent about sports marketing and how we need to tell a story, and because there's definitely a time and place for that. But I think as long as they have the right people and they're willing to tell the right stories, then
just make a Drive to Survive.
Yeah, make Drive to Survive. Just do it. Just make it.
It worked once.
Why didn't you think of that?
It worked once, so it'll work every other time. Every other motorsport does it.
Just make Drive to Survive. You know the branding initiative you have, where you have like a sponsorship for the series, and they use the color of the sponsorship, which is the NTT data blue. Like, you know how like you use that in the marketing, and it's part of your like branding initiative. We hate that. Do something totally different, and then like just do something. Just market the sport better. Obviously, just market it better.
Easy. I don't understand the strategy behind that, if I'm being honest.
To be fair,
maybe I'm just built different.
Just market it better, idiots. God.
Someone brought up a good point that their thumbnails are not good.
Yeah.
Let's see. But all of their commercials are awesome. Like, these thumbnails are just from the videos. That's not good.
Speaking of their production, though, that camera pan of following the cars through that right-hander and then seamlessly zooming in on Marcus Ericsson just standing next to his car with his arms crossed. I'm not at all saying this with any sarcasm. Awesome. Fantastic camera work. That was so good. That was like genuinely something you'd see out of like Rush. So good.
or like The Office or something.
Yeah. Like an Office clip.
It was so good though.
NBC usually does pretty good with their camera work.
Yeah.
Their production's pretty good.
Yeah. I gotta agree.
Yeah, it was so smooth too. You knew they had that planned out. Like the lap before, the guy was like, "Oh, this is gonna be my shot.
I'm gonna get a bonus for this one."
That was so good.
Newgarden and Pelot are battling late. Grosjean throws himself in there too at the end. I think Grosjean ended up finishing second, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then Pelot was third. But Joseph Newgarden, Team Penske, won the first 3 races. Chevrolet's won the first 3 races, but it's Team Penske's won the first 3 races. I hate it when they do that. Oh, the Manus won the first 3 when it's all the same team. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's
like, that's Penske.
If it was like Penske and God, what's the other top Chevy team?
McLaren, right?
Oh yeah, McLaren. Sure.
Yeah.
But no, or Ed Carpenter. But no, it's Penske. And it's just
Grosjean wins the race this season?
You sleeping on AJ Foyt Racing Enterprises, Joe?
Yes, actually I am.
Yes, I am sleeping on Dalton Kellett and Kyle Kirkwood. Is that
How dare you sleep on Tatiana Calderon?
Oh, is that another driver that they have?
Yeah. Her and J.R. Hildebrand are sharing the 11 car. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Wait, how many cars do they have? Do they have 3?
Yeah, the 4, 11, and 14. Yeah, because they couldn't make one competitive. Let's throw 2 more in there.
I just asked if you think Grosjean's going to win a race this season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He'll
win one of the regular road courses for sure, I think.
Yeah.
That Barber might line up pretty well for him. I'm trying to think of where he had some really... I mean, he had a really good run at Indy last year in May.
He's been good on the ovals, too.
IndyCar... let me look at the schedule.
Barber's next, May 1st. And then the Indy GP is the 14th.
Right.
500's the last weekend of the month, whatever day that is. Obviously.
It's the last race of the season. I think if he's going to win, he'll win before this, but he was really fast at Laguna Seca. I could see him winning in the car he's in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But Portland might be a good shout. Don't know, because those more F1-y tracks, right? Like, in their, like, construction.
Yeah.
There's more tight corners.
He was pretty good at Road America, too. So.
What?
I said he was pretty good at Road America last year, too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to win a race. He's been good enough, too. So
it's a fact of, is Andretti good enough, right? Rossi's...
Yeah, true.
Rossi.
Poor Rossi.
Yeah.
Is he just not good, or... Because, like, at this point, it's like... I mean, I know you're having a lot of technical issues, but also... Like, when's the last time he won a race? 2020?
2018, I think.
Ain't no way.
His last one was Road America in 2019. Yep, you're right.
Okay. So, if we get through this year and he hasn't won a race, not good. Not a good look.
Yeah.
Hope that he has a good month of May.
Yeah.
I was at that 500 where he won on the fuel mileage. That was pretty sick. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, that was IndyCar.
That was IndyCar.
Next race is Barber on May 1st on NBC at 1 o'clock. So.
Watch IndyCar.
Watch IndyCar.
Yeah, that's very good.
I think Dover or Kansas is that same day too. So, like, bam. Watch IndyCar.
Yeah.
Although Next Gen's been good. Speaking of Next Gen, you can get a next generation of our merch now available at JTM Merch Store.
Heyo! Plug.
We got shirts for these two knuckleheads. You can get your Matthew Steelman King of the Jungle t-shirt. You can get your Davey Hazard shoe card shirt or your Davey Hazard logo shirt.
Shoe car.
Is there any other Davey Hazard stuff? No, it's only those two.
No,
you can get a Tommy's World shirt. You can also get a Joseph Weaver shirt. Ricky's the only one that doesn't have a shirt, because I guess technically all the shirts are mine.
Get dunked on, Ricky.
Get dunked on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to we gotta make Ricky a shirt. I just don't know what to put on it because he's so Ricky.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's a free spirit.
Ricky's definitely
I love Ricky.
Anyway, moving on to picks.
My broadcast colleague for the Maverick Cup Series, which you can watch. This will post at 5 p.m. video version. So if you actually watch this all the way through, first of all, thank you. And second of all, you can watch Maverick Cup Series tonight on JTN, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Today being April 12th, 2022.
Wow. Ish. Rough, Joe. That's rough.
Bristol
rough
Dirt
that
Race.
Just did that.
What do you mean?
That you just used the wrong year, man. I don't know. It's a joke. Jesus Christ.
Bristol Dirt Race.
Picks. God.
Bristol Dirt Race. We got trucks
Am I
Saturday
getting
night.
rated?
Yeah, Heats. Only 36 on the entry list, which is a disappointment, but also understandable.
Trucks, give me Stewie. It's gonna pay off eventually. It's gotta work. I'm manifesting it.
Davey, are you taking Parker?
Oh, of course I am.
Okay. I will go with Harrison
Logano's
Burton.
in the truck race. So.
I'll go with Harrison Burton just because that's like woo off the wall. Zany.
Wait, what truck is he running?
17.
Oh, DGR truck. Okay.
Yeah, I think he is. Unless no, Harvick's not running it. So.
Wait, isn't what truck's Logano driving?
54, which is so weird because they use the Gibbs 54 or the KBM 54. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It'd be weird seeing that on a Ford.
What was I gonna say? Oh, Parker's truck looks gorgeous.
Oh my god, the bouncy truck.
I love it. So
gotta claim bouncy for the US Oil Cup Series real quick.
Hopefully, hopefully Haley Deegan can get a good run. I think
she needs it.
Other drivers that need a good run. He is the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully we actually get the heats in. Oh, wait. Is Jessica Friesen running also?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, Swick.
Yep.
That's the wrong word.
The trucks...
Can we believe it's Swick, dude?
Truck heats are at 4 on Saturday. Cup heats are at 6 on Saturday. Truck races at 8. Right. Heats are only 15 laps, so they should be done in like an hour. All goes to plan, but, it's the Truck Series.
It's the Truck Series on. We all saw Knoxville last year.
There's a little more banking here. It should help. Then Cup, of course, is on Easter Sunday night. They're trying to make the NASCAR holiday Easter. The NBA has Christmas that the NFL is trying to take now for some reason. The NFL has Thanksgiving already. Yeah. College football has New Year's Day. Hockey doesn't have a day because the NHL doesn't know how to make a schedule. There was one game tonight, and there's 14 tomorrow.
What? Hang on. I gotta check this out.
And it's not COVID like rescheduled games. Anyways,
sports.
That's oh my god, that is amazing.
Baseball just has all of the summer. Anyways, the Cup Series Easter Sunday, 7:30. I don't know. It's a night race.
Numbers. It's at night this year.
Yeah.
Good,
so
yes.
That's a good thing. It's a very good thing.
It's a good thing.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, you'll actually be able to see things.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at this weekend. We're gonna do what we did last year, right? And just go into it like, let's do it. It's fun. It's different. Let's see how it goes. Let's not.
Yeah.
A lot of drivers are like, no, don't take Bristol away.
My viewpoint, and this is exactly what I said after the dirt race last year. I'm gonna go into it like you said. This is new. This is different. It's unique, and we're coming at it this year from a different angle than we did last year, where we have a little bit of experience.
A better angle.
We have a slightly better angle heading into this thing than last year, because
hopefully they keep up with the track prep this year too. So
it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it being nighttime will help as well with that.
Yeah,
which I think is why they did it.
Sunlight don't help.
Yeah, but much like Coda last year, it was we don't really know what we're doing, and the next race was really good. So hopefully it turns out better than it did last season.
It also helps that they weren't in a monsoon for this last Coda race.
That too. Yeah.
That just helps in general. Because the truck race was still a cluster. Anyways, so picks for Cup. Justin Allgaier is going to be in the 77. That got announced today.
Ooh.
I don't think there's any other like big name part timers. I'm gonna go out on a limb. He finished second last year. I'm gonna take Ricky Stenhouse.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Daniel Suarez.
Yep,
this is my only chance to pick him, so I'm gonna take Allgaier. So
you don't know that. Noah Gregson's gonna be in the 16. Kind of forgot since AJ ran the last couple of races that they put different drivers in the 16. And
it's like Mark Martin in the 55 with MWR. You're like, oh, other people drive this car?
And then all of a sudden, like, Michael Waltrip's in it for Talladega.
Yeah.
And Brian Vickers wins at Loudon.
Yeah.
That was the most random win ever.
It's kind of a crime to think about is how well Mark Martin ran in the 55, and yet Brian Vickers was the only one to win in it.
And like, I don't really love Brett Moffitt, but Brett Moffitt, when he was in that car, for some reason, was really good. Like, he was so good in that car. Oh my gosh.
Oh, but don't sleep on David Reagan's. Finish that sentence.
Yeah, David, you did really good in the 18 car by underperforming. Why don't you come drive the 55? That's a worse car, and let's see how well you do.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Just thinking about when he got murked by Carl Edwards at Sonoma after he had already dumped somebody, and then Carl Edwards just destroyed him.
But I think that's it for the week. I didn't write our picks down because I don't care. But
I agree.
If we get them right, then we do care.
So much for the picks competition that we were talking about.
Yeah, we did that grading thing, remember?
Yeah.
Which will be fun to reflect on in June. Anyways, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to the Fake Racers podcast here on JTN2. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Davey, what do you want to plug?
Davey Hazard Twitter, D7H5 Instagram, D7H5 are on Twitch. ER at the end on that one, by the way.
Oh,
Matthew.
that's fast. You can find me on Twitter at msteelman51 and my YouTube channel, Dale Jr. 88 Rocks with an X because I'm 12.
When you made the account.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Any other forms of social media or drawing sites you wanna?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
We've been over this.
Folks, it's our 2-year anniversary of JTN being a thing this Thursday.
Yeah!
So
Let's go.
I encourage you. What the hell?
Why are you on the floor?
My back hurts.
I encourage you to make sure you check out our. We're going to be presenting Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series as we always do on Thursday. Lined up pretty well. They're at Bristol because Cup's at Bristol this weekend, so that worked out pretty well. We're going to be doing I think we're going to do a Bristol producer shirt giveaway on Twitter and on Facebook. So one on each. So you got to make sure you're following us on those platforms, and there'll be like rules and stuff.
Rules.
We'll probably play fast and loose with those. Because we got to get that social media engagement up. But also, you got to subscribe here on JTN too. A lot of you guys are watching, but you're not subscribed, and it makes me sad.
You don't want to make Joe sad, do you?
What a YouTuber.
That's our job.
Are
Yeah.
you going to slice in the analytics?
We're also closing in on 1,000 on.
80% of you are watching but not subscribed. Slicing in the screenshot of the analytics. Is that what you're going to do, Joe?
No, because that is pretty cringy. And that would be probably false.
Yeah.
Because actually, most of our viewers are from subscribers, so that makes me feel really good. But also, like, be a friend, tell a friend.
Before we go, shout out to RJ Hampshire, first 250 Supercross win. That was pretty cool. And Marvin Muscan got his first win in almost a year.
Oh yeah, we're sponsoring Matthew's BMX thing, and by sponsoring, he's just gonna put JTN on the sponsor.
Well,
right?
So there's a funny thing about that. The jersey I use is my old one from 2010, where we were this team called Royalty Racing, and my brother's working on bringing the team back, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna like actually try to get sponsors," and I'm like, "I'm gonna put the JTN logo on our new jerseys." So hopefully,
coming soon to JTN 2, documenting Matthew Steelman's rise through BMX racing.
Yeah, and side hack shenanigans.
Steelman, man on bike.
Washed up.
The Matthew Steelman story.
Finished third again. All right.
Out of 3, baby.
Had to race Jackson Elliott, the 10th best 22 expert in the country again.
Oh, those are certainly words and letters I know.
He smoked me.
But folks, this is going pretty long. Can't thank you enough for watching as always. And subscribe, like, you know what to do. Please do it. We appreciate you as always. And we'll see you guys next time right here on the Fake Racers Podcast.
Goodbye.
Yeah.